Hi everyone, Roy Shepard here. If the end of days descend upon us, I would argue that God and its moral values are the most important thing for our survival.
Long after the floodwaters recede, these are the images that will stay with us. But as the waters rose, so did a makeshift citizens' armada, propelled by both their fishing boats and their need to get involved.
Everybody's been coming out.
So many material possessions can wash away, human life remains precious, fragile, and always worth saving.
It's important to mention, this video is my personal opinion that I've devised over many years of research, debate, and my personal experience. The question is not if God exists or not, and not if the religious or the atheists are right. No, the question here is, what does God mean to all of us? First, we need to look at God and its moral values as the standard that we as people can compare our behavior against to see if we are good or evil. Without God and without its moral values, there is no good or evil. We are only left with our personal opinion and rational thought. And as you know, every person has his own opinion. This standard relies on the core value that human life is precious, and that we need to place human life above anything else. From that core value, the Judeo-Christian value system emerges, which is taught to each and every one of us in modern society from birth. Values like do not kill, do not steal, or do not covet your neighbor's wife. All of these values that we are taught, no matter which religion you're born into. No matter who you ask, they will tell you that this is what it means to be a good person. Since the dawn of modern society, we are given these divine characteristics by mythological gods. Some examples are the Egyptian and the Norse gods. We were all taught to live by their example, and that's what it means to be a good person. The reason it's so important that these values come from a benevolent, immortal God is that if it would come from a person, these values would vanish upon this person's death, or even worse, if this person gets corrupted to do whatever it takes to keep his power. A good example of this is Venezuelan dictator Maduro, taken power by vote, promising the prosperity of his people to save them from capitalism, and eventually he drove the country into the ground with his socialist agenda, becoming a tyrant. And even now, he drives his country into oblivion. If we look at the alternative to God and its values, is rational thought, or the worshipping of science. And every time this practice was executed, it brought us either fascism or communism. Over the last century, every country ruled by a dictator, seeing himself as higher than God, he abolished religion and all its practices. He also rationalized the deaths of untold millions in order to save the rest of the country. The major examples of this is Stalin's communist Soviet Union, Mao's People's Republic of China, Kim Jong-il's North Korea, and many more. The only way to survive long-term in the apocalypse is by forming a strong community. And the only way to sustain a strong community is by basing it on strong moral values. Without them, the society will basically break down and it will become just like the Wild West, where everybody is hard and distrusting, and people would basically live with the fear of death every single day. Without strong moral values, it will be very hard for a society to stay intact. People will be no better than animals, causing violent infighting, insurrections, causing the collapse of that society yet again. To sum up, rational thought has brought us many gifts, many technologies that made our lives more comfortable and prolonged life expectancy tremendously. But people have survived without science and without technology for thousands of years and will continue to survive for thousands more with good, strong moral values. Throughout the history of humankind, these moral values were personified by God, and they were taught to each and every one of us in modern society on how to become a good person. And God and its moral values is the standard that we can compare our behavior to see if we're good or evil. Abandoning these moral values and sticking with only rational thought has collapsed every society it was actualized on in the last century and caused untold millions of deaths. So how important do you think God and its moral values are during the apocalypse? Please share your thoughts. I love getting feedback from you, and I read each and every one of your messages. Important note, let's keep this discussion civil, and we're all here to learn from one another. If you'd like to know more about how to prepare, pick up our book, Prepared: The 8 Secret Skills of an Ex-IDF Special Forces Operator that will keep you safe, for free, and start your journey to self-reliance right now. If you like this video, like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends, and support us on Patreon so we can create a lot more great content just like this. And until next time, stay safe.